On the morning of November 27, 2015, before going to bed after working the night shift, I started to experience chest pain. I dismissed it as heartburn. After about 10 minutes, the pain went away and I went to bed. I slept for about 4 hours but was having trouble sleeping, so I got up. When I got out of bed, the chest pain started up again. But this time, it was more intense and wouldn't go away. I broke into a cold sweat and felt nauseous. I realized that I was having a heart attack and called 911. It took the paramedics about 5 minutes to arrive at my apartment. They sat side by side with me on my bed. I told them I thought I was having a heart attack. The pain slowly got worse and after about 5 minutes, I started to lose my hearing. Then, I lost my peripheral vision and everything started to get dark. I also lost the feeling in both my arms just above my elbows. I kept shaking my arms saying, "I can't feel my arms." Then, I fell unconscious. I felt myself fall out of my body. It felt like I was peeled out of my body. What seemed like a couple seconds more, I woke up. But I wasn't where I thought I had fallen. I was in some other realm. At first, I didn't know I had died because I was totally conscious. I was in total awe and amazement at my surroundings. I was surrounded by a green mist. There was a low level of light coming from one side. It seemed to be coming from behind the mist, like I was in some sort of void. It only took me a couple seconds to realize that I had died. I found myself in a sitting position and I didn't feel any pain. I felt like I was surrounded and wrapped in a warm blanket of fog. I found myself sitting with green mist. I was alone. I saw that I was transparent. I moved my arms and could just make out the outline of them. I could just make out the outline of my body and I could see the green background through it. I could also see that my legs had different colored veins or lines running through them. I was so observant because I wanted to remember everything I could. I felt like I was sitting right next to my bed, even though I couldn't see it and I knew the paramedics were working on me. I was so conscious and aware. A million thoughts were going through my mind. I was in total awe and amazement. I just sat there not wanting to move because I thought that if I did move, that I might not be able to come back. Then I realized that I didn't want to stay there. After I realized I had died, I was upset and became apprehensive. I didn't feel like it was my time to go. I was amazed that we don't die and our consciousness lives on after our physical body dies. But I did want to come back. I sat there for what seemed like about 20 minutes. The novelty of my situation wore off really fast when I realized how permanent this was and that I might not be coming back. I was saying, no, 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 oh no. I was torn because the way I felt was wonderful. I felt no pain. I was so conscious and aware. I was in such a beautiful place. It was so surreal. But, I wasn't ready to leave the physical world. Although I am not religious, I sat there hoping and praying that the paramedics could bring me back. I fell asleep on the other side. In this dream state, I knew exactly what this was. I was conscious that I was dreaming and that I was back in my body. Instantly, a feeling of relief came over me. I don't know how long I was like this, maybe seconds or a minute. I woke up lying on my bed and surrounded by paramedics. The one paramedic kneeling on the bed next to me, told me that my heart had stopped. I just looked at him and was at a loss for words, but I already knew this. I heard a lady paramedic say that my heart stopped for 1 minute. All of this happened in just a little over a minute. I was amazed because it felt like I was there forever, like time was stretched. They transported me to the hospital cardiac center where I received 2 stents in my heart because it was 95% blocked. It's been over 5 years now with no problems. I changed my diet and exercise now. It was a big wake-up call and I am very lucky to be alive. I can't thank the paramedics and staff at the hospital enough for saving my life. I learned something from this, to take better care of myself and to not take life for granted. Consciousness does not die when our physical body dies. We move on, and I caught a glimpse of this. I'm still agnostic as I didn't see anyone. But after what I experienced, anything is possible and I'm a lot more open-minded.